Alright, today I'm going to be cleaning up my old Dreamcast. Functionally, there's really nothing wrong with the system and it's not too filthy, but there's a reason why I want to get inside of it is every single time, it's got some nasty dirty fingerprints all over there. Every single time I start it up, it asks me to set the date and time. So, a little battery in there needs to get replaced. Again, it's not terrible, it's just, I don't know if you could see that, but it's definitely got some dirt and filth all over it, so let's get in there, clean it up a bit, and put a towel down, that way we don't scratch the top on the wooden workbench here. So this would be my first time getting into the Dreamcast. I've been wanting to get in here and check this system out for a while now. Look at that, old phone line. I don't know why I don't have the broadband adapter. Instead I got the old phone line one, but either way, and it looks like, I'm going to use the light here to see better, but it looks like, yeah, it uses regular Phillips head. So let's get into it. Curious to see what's going on in here. I've seen other videos of people taking apart the Dreamcast. I've actually seen a video where a guy took one apart and kind of made an acrylic case out of it. It was really cool. This was a clear case, see-through Dreamcast. Not doing anything special like that. Just gonna clean it up, make it look like new again, and hopefully it won't keep asking me to set the date and time. So, again, not a huge issue, still functions, it's just kind of an annoyance more than anything. I wonder if there were supposed to be pads here. We got pads here, but it's just plastic. That one's being a pain. Come on. Almost like it's just not long enough. I have to get something skinnier. There we go. Got it. I think that's it. Oh, there's not a screw there. Just want to check and see if there's screws hiding underneath these stickers. That's not a screw. So let's see if it comes apart. Yep. So inside the lid here, gotta love all the springs and stuff. Pretty easy to remember. So you got spring release for the door, and I love the slow open door. You see that on the gears here. Get better lighting. Got a little bit of hair in there. Again, it's got this weird, yeah, it's just filthy in there. Watch this. See if this will show up on camera. Didn't show up, but it is gross in here. I don't know. It's almost like it's got grease in there. You see that on my thumb. It's gross. So, all right. Here's the inside. Pretty straightforward. It doesn't look too bad. What's holding you together? Can't imagine anything. Just the controllers themselves, the controller ports themselves. Once I pop that out, I can take off this faceplate. Lots of screws, so I do need to keep good track of this because it's easy to get confused when putting it all back together. I don't know what's going on there. Definitely some filth going on in here, a lot of hair. So this be our power, and underneath the CD tray and underneath the power should be our main motherboard. So let's start with getting the power unit out of there. Can unplug that. So we got 2 screws here, it looks like, just holding this thing on. Scoot back so you can actually see the whole thing. There we go. Helps if I watch it on the viewfinder, huh? There's a little clip right here holding it in. Ah. What else is holding you down? Something else is holding you down. Interesting. So this is like a plug. Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, look. And we got 6 pins there that shoots through. So you got 3.3 volt, 5 volt, 3 ground, and a 12 volt. And that connects to there. Little plastic shield. Put that to the side. There's your power supply. Overall, not too bad. A little bit of corrosion here. Some corrosion going on here. Give this guy a good clean. I'm just checking it out to see if there's anything else, anything leaking. Don't see anything. It's just, it needs a little, I mean, it's almost sticky. So we're going to clean that up nice and good. Let's get you out of the way. So there is our power switch. So let's undo that. This guy looks okay. Still got a solid connection. Could use a little clean, there's some dirt on it. All said, looks fine. All right. So up here, we got our fan that's held on by 2 screws and it's plugged in here to the controller port. Interesting place to give it power. Let me get some more tools out here. And I found this e-durable case on Amazon, and it's an awesome case. It really has every tool you'll need when it comes to working on electronics like this, laptops, in this case game consoles. Love this tool. Especially these. Ooh, that is loose. A lot of give on that. I'm worried about that. Let's unscrew it first. I'm going to need to get a smaller Phillips head for that. Fan's not too dirty, surprisingly. There we go. Looks okay. Set that aside. Just the fact that that had so much give worries me. I wonder if the fan even turned on. Quite honestly, I don't know. And looking how clean it is, it may not be even spinning. Huh, alright. Let's get the controller port unplugged and then unscrew that. So this guy is just held. Oh my gosh. So that came out on both ends real easy. Just a simple ribbon cable. Set that aside. Let's go back to the other Phillips bit. So we got 4 screws, pretty obvious, holding this together. I use an ice tray. Stole it from Odd Tinkering, another video, another restoration channel. It's where I honestly get a lot of my motivation and inspiration to do this. His videos are amazing. I highly recommend you check his stuff out if you're into watching these kind of videos. But using the ice tray helps just organize these screws, because when you're dealing with an abundance of them in different sizes and so on, it's good to use that to keep track. So what is holding you in? There we go. Ah! So I'm looking at this, a little bit of corrosion here. I wonder if that's the battery that we need to replace. We'll look at that. I'm not sure if there's another one in there, but we shall find out. Overall, it's pretty good condition. Just got a little plastic shield over everything. Alright, so let's set that aside. Next, let's get our CD tray out. So it looks like this guy is being held on by, we have 1, 2, 3 screws holding this whole unit together. Let's start over here. There's going to be a ribbon cable. I guess not. Okay. Ah, I'm like, how the hell is that connecting? I didn't even see that sitting there. Dear Lord. So there you go. There's your connection for the disc player to the motherboard. I was expecting a ribbon cable here, and I'm like, okay. So, sorry. Let's get some light in there. I mean, if I have to, I can take this apart further. I don't see any reason to. The disc player works fine. Just a little bit of dirt there. We'll clean that up. Let's get you out of the way. And now, let's get inside and check out the motherboard. So this is being held on. You got 6 black screws, and then 2 regular colored screws, metal screws, whatever. So let's go here. By the time I get all this taken apart, I'll have this ice tray filled up, I think. Get out of there. All right. Mixing the 2 color screws on the ice tray, but the only reason I'm doing that is because they're all doing the same thing, holding on this metal shield, a barrier like they have listed here. For continued safety, replace barrier after surfacing. Well, no, duh. Alright, what's a good way to get you out of here? I'm wondering why that won't come out. It's because it's kind of, the barrier's holding it in. Where's a good way to get a grip? There we go. So I'm looking on Amazon. What I'm going to do, there's 2 things. I'm going to replace, obviously, the coin battery. Doesn't just come out. So what I got to do is melt the solder off and pull this whole housing out. On Amazon, you actually get the battery. It's like $5, and the battery holder. Well, if I want to get a single one, it'll be coming from China, and it'll take like a month. So I'm gonna pay like $6 and get a 10-pack, even though I only need 1. And then this fuse right here, I'm gonna go ahead and replace this fuse as well. So I'm gonna melt these solder joints off. So. Go ahead and get our soldering iron hot. While that warms up, just gonna look it over some more, and I might just replace it LED. It'd be fun because this one burns red. I'd be interested to see if I can find like maybe a blue one or a green one or something, just to add a little bit of customization to this. That would be easy to replace too. So let's go ahead. You can see this solder joint here. There was some corrosion here, and it's darker, almost like it was burned. go. So you're out of there. Let's get this fuse out of here. So that fuse here is connected to these two soldering joints. What I'm doing is kind of heating it up and pushing it through, so now it should just pull right out. There we go. There we are. The fuse is out. Coin battery and holder is out. Let's go ahead and wait for Amazon to deliver the new ones. One thing I noticed when cleaning the lid door, is you can't take this little piece off, but sure as heck get some stuff in there. So I'm going to try and get in there and just kind of clean it out. Honestly, it feels like it's moving around, and maybe a piece that I'll have to glue back in if it does end up coming out. But there's gunk in there, see? Like that. Don't know what that was. Alright, time for retrobrighting. So we got all the pieces, the lid, the bottom and top shell, the controller ports and the power and open buttons, along with the LED kind of plastic crystal piece that projects the light from the controller port all the way through the top lid. All those plastic pieces will be sitting here in hydrogen peroxide. 12% food grade hydrogen peroxide. It's nasty stuff if it hits your skin, so if you ever try this, wear some gloves, because if it touches your skin it just burns. So yeah, this will sit in here for probably a day or so just to get the color back. I'm gonna give it a nice lid so that gets nothing but the UV light, UV LED light. We'll check it when it's done. Alright, just got our ML2032 rechargeable battery replacement. It's for a Logitech keyboard, but it'll work for this application here. So let's get into this. A Maxell ML2032 battery, okay. And on Amazon, I could have bought a single replacement, but I got the what is that, Shapenti, whatever, black plastic coin battery holder case. So these, what was it, a 20 pack? Obviously I don't need 20 for this restoration, but by ordering them in bulk like this, I was able to get it literally within one day. And I didn't feel like waiting a month to get it from China just on a single order, so I bought 20. And hey, you never know. I'm sure I'll be using more of these down the road. Does not hurt to have the extra parts. So put you out of the way. So this right here, obviously, the coin cell will sit in there. The holder fits right into, let's see if I can get you a zoomed up look at that. So you got our 3 holes, our positive, negative, I'm guessing, in our ground, I guess? I don't know. I'm not an expert on these, but I can tell you that it does fit very nicely. So what I'm going to do now, just going to use some masking tape, some good old duct tape, painter's tape, to hold that in place so that I can solder these new connections up. So let's heat up the iron. Now I need to find my solder. There we are. Let's let that heat up. The only other thing now we need, I'm still waiting for, is the fuse. So I don't know if the fuse is bad, but I'm going to replace it anyways. As you saw earlier in the video, I pulled this out. So waiting for a replacement. That's still in transit, so you won't notice the difference on the video, but it will take probably a few more days until I can wrap up this portion of the video, and then we can reassemble and test and make sure that this repair worked. Iron should be hot. So let's go ahead and solder our new connections. Let's go ahead and take our tape off. And this guy is housed perfectly. So, now, at this point, we can just slide in our new Mixel ML2032 coin battery. And that part is fixed. So what I'm going to do really quick, just going to clean up the connection with some IPA. I did see a little bit of solder kind of splash off there, so let's just clean that up, make sure it's nice. So there we go. A solid connection on all 3 pins. That guy is not going anywhere. He's seated nicely. So again, we're going to wait for this fuse to come in. We'll mount that. You can't really see. There we go. So you see the 2 holes there. I'm going to put that new fuse in. And I also ordered a new LED. So that'll get here actually before the fuse will, because the fuse is coming from China. Unfortunately, that's going to take a few days. But we got a new LED coming in. So I got all 3 different kinds of colors. So I'm just going to probably just decide real time as I put it together. I'm probably going to do green just for something different. There we go. I'm not trying to screw up any of the traces. Let's see if I can get you out of there. There we go. And that is free. So again, let's flip it over so you can see. You should be able to see it here if it wants to focus. So you got the A and a K, LED 1. A is on the left, K is on the right, so anode, cathode. So I'm going to insert the new LED like so. And bend it just slightly so it's sitting in there properly. And I might actually use just a little bit of masking tape to hold it down, just in case. So okay. So now make sure we got a good connection. Perfect. Okay. So there we go. We got our new, get that out of the way. Got our new LED seated right where it needs to be. The connections look good. Soldering looks good. Now we just got to replace this fuse right here. Still waiting for that to come in from Amazon. Unfortunately, it's going to take a couple more days, but we'll edit the video and it'll all be seamless after we're done. Alright. Got her all plugged in. Guess we should get a game. Let's see. Let's do House of the Dead. Ooh, we got a green light. How fun. Okay. We got power. Let's set the date. Today is what, 9/22. Let's go a few years into the future here, shall we? It is 5:47 here in Colorado. Reading the VMU, so that's working good. Okay. House of the Dead 2. Ooh, found save data. Alright. Got it. Just going to test the controller inputs. And then I'm going to turn it off and back on and see if it's bugging me about the date again. But so far so good on the controller, it seems. I'm just leaning my camera, hoping it's got a good view, but let's see. Pause works.
We're meeting G over there.
I love this game when I was a kid. Got him. Got him.
Please be safe, G. How could anyone do this?
Wasted him.
G.
G's dead.
James.
Alright. Controller works good. Let's turn this bad boy off. And back on. Hopefully it's not going to bug us about the date. Boom. All fixed, all clean, slightly modded. I mean, really the only mod I did was just add that. I like the green, I think it looks cool. It's better than the red. I'll have to find a new sticker for it. Maybe next time I'll see if I can get a whole new shell, because that'd be neat. But either way, this shell came out perfect. No scratches, no dirt, no dust, no color. It's white, like off-white, milky white, like it should be. Looking good. Thank you for watching my channel again. I really appreciate everybody supporting. If you're new to the channel and you have not yet subscribed, please do. I got a lot more content coming out. And thank you. Have a good day.